Tyler Lockett joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show, team leader in receptions and receiving yards this season for a quarterback that is playing MVP football. Tyler Lockett here on the Rich Eisen Show. Why write some poetry and put it in a book and put so much personal information about yourself out there, Tyler?
I mean, me personally, I love writing poetry. Spoken word poetry is something that I've done since I was a senior in high school. And, the reason why I love it so much is because when you have a conversation with somebody, everybody wants to be able to put their opinions out there. So everybody goes back and forth with arguing and stuff like that. And you never get your point across. But the thing about spoken word is when you go up there and perform, everybody literally has to sit there and listen. They have no choice but to understand your thoughts, understand where you're coming from, how you feel. And the truth is, spoken word poetry is kind of like just you writing down your thoughts in a journal. It doesn't even have to rhyme. You can make it be whatever you want it to be. And doing that allows you to be more free, allows you to be able to play more. And for me, I use it for my faith, and I use it to bring hope and inspiration and just talk about real life situations that people are scared to talk about. But, behind closed doors, these are things that they're dealing with every single day. And so, yeah, it might be some stuff in there that's about me, some stuff in there that's about people that I know that's going through stuff. And instead of me saying it's people, I put myself in that position because the best way to help somebody is not pointing the finger and talking about somebody else, but just being able to share your own scars and your own experiences. And that way, if they relate, then it makes it all the more better.
So what's the most difficult thing that you're proud of sharing in this book? Reflection.
You said what's the most difficult thing?
Yeah, that for you that you said, you know what, I'm going to put it out there.
I think the best thing that I've shared was, I got a poem in there called The Monster I Created. And there was nothing in this life that I can honestly say that could defeat me or that I would allow to put myself in a position to remove me from the purpose that I believe I was called to do in this life. And what I started realizing was my own imagination became the monster. Because, when you start having a little bit of anxiety and all these different types of things, it starts to kind of bother you to where now you start putting yourself in a place where you created the very monster that could defeat you in this life. And so I talked about that. I talked about how the monster tried to control me, and it was like the very strength that got me to the place that got me was the very thing that I couldn't lean on anymore. And the weaknesses I never paid attention to in life because I was always focusing on my strengths, those were the things that I had to hold on to. And so, when you deal with traumas and you're strong-minded, that's the worst thing that can happen to somebody because literally you overanalyze. You literally go through the whole story over and over and over until you can really feel as if you know the reason why it happened, when the truth is, it's already right in front of you. You just keep overanalyzing the whole situation, and now you can't get it out of your head. So now it's like you're allowing yourself to be the very monster that could defeat you. And so I learned how to beat that. And I think that's one of the best things that I could talk about because, everybody talks about mental health. They talk about all these things that bother them, that make them the way that they are. And the thing is, once you understand your triggers and you understand why things make you act or become the way that you are, then that monster is already defeated, and there's nothing else that could defeat you because you know yourself.
And that's all in one poem.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's amazing, man. Good for you, Tyler Lockett. Reflection available starting today. Debut collection of original poetry available wherever books are sold. So, you guys talking Super Bowl openly? Flat out?
No, we talking Baltimore right now. We focus on one game at a time, but the best thing about the way that Pete shapes our minds is every game is a Super Bowl. So that way, if you make it, it doesn't become a surprise. Everybody, when you get to the playoffs, people try to go harder. They make the game more serious. But this is how the game should be every single game, and that's how we approach it. When you approach every game like a Super Bowl, you approach it as if it's the last game that you'll ever play. You got to wait 8 more months until you can play again. And just being able to have that mindset allows us to do whatever it is that we need to do. We put our bodies on the line. We sacrifice what we need to sacrifice in order to help our guys win. And that's what it's all about. And I think when you watch our games, that's what you see. You see guys out there having fun. You see guys out there cheering one another on. you see the relationships that we have on and off the field, and that's what allows us to build this type of like advantage over teams, because to us it's just football. We're not worried about all the stuff that comes with it. We're not worried about all that type of stuff. Like, we have a tight-knit group that, opens up to each other, and that's what allows us to really be successful.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download The Rich Eisen Show app.